All right. Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Wow, what is this? There's 5 people with videos on. Wow. Everyone's hiding. Um, anyway, yeah, unfortunately, Bonnie Metviner just, told me that she has got a circumstance. Remember our presentation back in August that started the circumstance series. So anyway, we are going to uh, go over some things I think that are really going to be good, pre-Thanksgiving Day. In the chat, last Thanksgiving, I remember right the day before Thanksgiving, and I asked this question: how many of you sometimes you kind of enter Thanksgiving with a little apprehension? Anybody? Just put in the chat. There's some apprehension. Like Clara said, she has some. Who else? Who has some apprehension for prior to Thanksgiving sometimes? Whether it's apprehension on how much you got to do, or more apprehension on, wow, I get to go with my family. I better be on my best, Who else? Come on, put it in the chat. Be honest.
My husband just raised his hand when you said that.
Oh, who did?
He's at his desk next to me, and he raised his hand when you were talking about the family part.
Well, seriously, how many? Nobody out of 25 so far. No one has any ever had a family issue with Thanksgiving. Yeah, stress from cleaning, cooking. Christine takes the joy out of it sometimes. Yeah. That's why I'm going to Cracker Barrel. No, actually, season 52 is a real nice one. Anybody else? No one else? Me, Heather. Okay, Heather, share with us. This is going to be a little bit relaxed today, and I want to point out some things about this because it's really interesting. Heather, can you unmute and just share a little bit, maybe what some of the apprehension is? Is it? Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of years ago, you know how family gets on each other's nerves occasionally, and a couple of years ago, my brother and I had a big blowout, and it was on Thanksgiving. So every year since then, it just kind of triggers it. Is it going to be again this year? Is it going to be, so I always just kind of have a little apprehension about how it's going to go down.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Anybody else? Nobody? Wow. I'm impressed. It just must be my crazy family. I'm the only one. Okay. Anyway, let me share my screen. I'm going to go over some stuff and I'm going to try and give you some things that'll help you make some money. This is the folder. Tiff, you have the links to this, right? This is the folder that is the collection of all the stuff we've done over the last couple of years together. And the ones that we did on circumstances was really, really interesting. But also in here, I'm also going to give you a link, and I gave it last week, and I was pleased in one way, but I was like a little bit surprised. I do a thing every noon on Wednesday called Leverage Your Real Estate Practice in 45 minutes. The percentage is 9 out of 10 times that someone brings a guest on, that they end up wanting to join that guest group, whatever group it may be, because we have people most of us are eXp Realty, but we have guests on that are not with us. And, but I also, work with agents that are not with eXp all the time. Actually, they, come to me for advice and they do other things, but this Leverage Your Real Estate Practice every day at noon. If you do have someone interested in leveraging their real estate practice, it is good for them and good for you. Some of the things that I do here that you would walk away with is information on a national relocation program that no one has access to. We just saved someone $20,000 on a move from Washington State to Virginia, in your neck of the woods, Tiffany. I've got contacts in the national relocation. Now, this has to be a larger home. It has to be out of the state. It's a, out of the state kind of move, larger home, 3,000 square feet, because the moving industry is crazy. Also, I have a luxury program in here. Also, I talk about how to leverage commercial sales into your business and commercial referrals. So every Wednesday at noon, without fail, I've done it from the hospital, I've done it from the airports, I've done it, I make sure that it happens every Wednesday noon. So if you look at my cell number and write my cell number down, when you go to look for me on noon on Wednesday, you can find me. Now, you can't be there at 12:04. If you're there at 12:04 and a half or later, you won't be let in the room. So you got to be on time, because we have guests coming in, and 90% of them usually end up joining whoever invites them into some of the things they're doing. And the ones that don't, they still get a lot of value out of this. So I invite you, if you write down my cell number, 561-702-3757, when you go to Zoom, you go up at the top and you click join. You will then, it'll ask you for a meeting ID, and you put that meeting ID in there. So I really want to give you all something for value, real value. This will help you. It will help whoever you invite. So that is, that is in the Leverage Your Real Estate Practice. I'm going to give that to you right now. If you're on a cell and you can't get this, Tiff, what do they do? Even if you're on a cell, if you click it, you should be able to say your name. But this is, well, just remember my cell. Just join me. I don't need to give you it. That's right. You're just going to join me. Okay. You don't need the link, because a lot of it, you got to understand what it is and how you make money with the luxury program as well. So that's Wednesdays at noon. Okay. To leverage your practice. This SMOS folder, when we're talking about, apprehension, with Thanksgiving, maybe sometimes family issues, that issues, please, I don't know how, is there anybody on here? And even if you don't, lie to me. Okay. Tell me lies, tell me sweet, sweet lies. Any of you know that song? Anybody? Tell me some lies this morning, please. Just tell me, yeah, I did, Fred. It's okay. But what I'd like you to do, okay, is the one that we did on any of these, most of these have the chart in it, okay, is that go in here and at least print this chart out. Tiff, do you have this this drive for the SMOS? Do you have that one? Oh, I think she's talking on the phone. I'll make sure I put it in there. But anyway, make sure you print this chart out, because all conflict comes from here. It all comes from here. It comes from this left side, and everybody's mixed up about what this ego really is. And it's not, it's just our programming. We have been programmed to function from this side. It's attack or defend, and it's either fear over here or love. When you have a competition with anybody, it's all about the ego. And one of the greatest things, I just created a situation. And I mean, I was attacked from every angle you could imagine being attacked. And it was a family situation. I was attacked. And unfortunately, I was attacked so much. I came over here to attend. Now, when you're being attacked, nothing. No logic, no argument, nothing. No matter how much misperception there is, we'll solve it. The greatest defense is love, and realize a lot of the times those people are calling out of love. They're calling for love. And the greatest love you can give people sometimes is silence, and is just look out and say, I'm really, I find that perspective interesting, but I'm really, I don't know what to tell you. I'm really sorry that you feel that way, and just be quiet. So during your Thanksgiving, just take a bunch of love with you just tomorrow. Practice it if you're having guests over, because, so many times the littlest thing. What was the argument with the brother over? Do you remember what it started over? Who was that? Heather? Do you remember what who that was? Heather? I mean, what the argument started over? Is she still with us? Heather, are you there? Oh, she had the argument with the brother, and she said every year it kind of, okay, so but anyway, most of us, a lot of the things that may have come up during a Thanksgiving once, like she was talking about, it is, we don't even remember what it was, right? So if you can just, print this chart out, constantly try to live over here. And I'll tell you, folks, and it's not hard work. It's just your programming is so deep here that it's just, I see someone on the call this morning is going through a real tough thing with a fellow agent in her same group. And what she was accused of was crazy. Emails started going back and forth, and agreements wanted to be canceled, and all kind of things. And fortunately, the person on the call who was attacked is a little bit more of a quieter soul and didn't defend, and it kind of let it play itself out. I mean, emails going to the broker, it's just horrible. It was horrible. And it doesn't mean that person who did it's evil. It's just that their programming was so much over all these years. And I have to work with that person that I'm now showing some kind of love, that I'm going to insist that I can't be around it anymore, to be very candid, because this is so toxic over here, right? This gets really, really toxic. And a lot of us don't realize how toxic we are, right? You might be well-meaning and you don't even realize it. You're doing it out of selfishness. So be real careful with this during this holiday weekend. So I encourage you to print this out. And I will put this in there in the chart here. I want to go back here to the SMOST folder. And if you want to sell, it's kind of hard. Let me just open it back up this way. SMOST, because I really hope that how many of you printed this out so far? I say it a lot. I need to hide some meeting controls here. How many of you have printed this out? Anybody? Lie to me. Just tell me lies. Sweet, sweet lies. You remember the song? Here, I'm going to put this in here because I really would love to see some people.
I took a picture of it, Fred.
Okay.
Then print it.
Good. Okay, that helps. Okay, perfect. Let me hit stop share, and I'm going to put that in. And we're going to have a shorter meeting today. And we're going to chat. Who was it took a picture of it on their phone? Because I had my screen up, I didn't see it. Who was that?
Lori.
Oh, hey, Lori. By the way, Lori had a guest on last week on the noon call, and she just says, you want to meet my business partner, and every one of you could call me my business partner. I'm your partner. You're my partner. I brag about the GPS group. So, and Laurie said, hey, why don't you jump on this call? And this lady that she had jump on the call, we were together on Monday for 90 minutes. And it's someone on a national level. So thank you, Laurie, for that. And I think it's going to really be good for you, without a question. So take advantage of that Wednesday noon call. Okay.
Thank you, Fred. I appreciate what you did to help.
Yeah. It was, we had a great meeting, 90 minutes. But anyway, so with Thanksgiving, please keep in mind, practice the love, no defense. If anyone is like out of line, it just means they're calling for love, right? and just give them love and nothing else. Don't come from any defense. Okay. So with that, what I wanted to do was Bonnie Metviner, she 19 years in the business. She, the kind of volume that she's done consistently over the year, 10 to $20 million, her entire career, former dietitian from New York, president of the council, CRS, president of CRS. How many of you have 5 years or more in the business? Type in the chat. You have 5 more years. Claire, you have 5 years. Okay. Jacopo has 5 years or more. Anybody else? 16 plus. Okay. Anybody? Well, put the number of years if you're 5 or more. How many years? So 16 years. Deep. I know you have. You're 7. It's about the same. Anybody else? 5 years or more. Everyone's less than 5 years on the call. Seriously? 39 people? Wow. Okay, 30. Okay, Lori, you're 38 years.
1984, is that 38 years? 1984, yeah. My math
Good.
might be a little, but it's a
Wow.
long time.
Well, you know what? After 40 years, you can become a realtor emeritus and not pay board dues anymore.
Oh, wow, I'm getting close to something good.
But you need to serve on a committee or something. So look into that. I'm a realtor
yeah?
emeritus.
Okay.
Yeah, realtor emeritus. And by the way, Bonnie Metfinder, one of the things that got her started in her career was getting involved in board activities. The CRS designation, they earn 3 times the amount of money, very close to 3 times the amount of money that a agent non-CRS makes. There's 2 ways to get into the CRS. First of all, go get your GRI, and Bonnie contributes all her success to being involved in the board of realtors and networking with other agents, getting to know agents in her area, being credible in her area. And when she comes back on, she really goes into the details, especially for women. She works with women all the time and helps them. But here's the requirements for the CRS. It's 60 transactions or 30 million in volume over the recent last 5 years. 30 hours of RRC education from CRS Live Classroom or e-learning courses, celebration. And so look this up. It's CRS.com. It's the Residential Real Estate Council is what they call it. And she was the president of this one year. And then the pro program is 10 plus years as a licensed real estate agent. 150 transactions or an average of 1 million per year with at least 40 transactions, which is nothing. And then 16 credits of RRC education. That's why you want to take the GRI now if you're less than 5 years. By the way, if any of you are new, 2 years or less, and you haven't taken your post licensing course yet, do not take your post licensing course. Take your GRI, call your local board of realtors, tell them you want information on the GRI series, or go to the NAR, go to National Association of Realtors, and take your GRI series, because your GRI will satisfy all this for when you're ready to get your CRS, okay? And I'll tell you, folks, education, my office that I was given as a 26-year-old, after I sold for 3 years, 23 years I sold. At 26, I was doing so well and I wanted to manage, and they let me manage because of my sales record. And that was the only reason, because everybody else in the company, all the 13 offices, or all the other 12 offices, they all were college educated with 10 years plus in the business. And it was a really tough company. And I was a high school equivalent. I was only sold real estate for 3 years, but they saw my burning desire and I was ready to leave and go manage for someone else. So they said, we're not letting you leave. We're going to give you they gave me, matter of fact, they had me open a new market area, which was even tougher. And that became the number 1 office in 1 year. And the way it became the number 1 office, you could not be in my office. I had 35 agents. We did over 100 sales a month. We did over 100 listings a month. You could not be in my office if you would not sign up for the GRI courses, and if you weren't headed the designations. When I went to, my company was sold to Coldwell Banker when it was owned by Sears. That's how I got to the top of the corporate ladder with this Coldwell Banker when it was really, really huge with the Sears Corporation. In 3 years, they tapped me to become a regional manager to take over 11 offices. And you know, when I went to resign, I had 5 agents in 3 years that had completed their entire GRI series, their entire CRS series, and their CRB, which is Certified Residential Brokerage Management. All 5 of them was competing to take over my office, which was very emotional for me because I felt bad that only one was going to get it, and one was most prepared. But what an incredible accomplishment that education accomplished in 3 years. And every single one of those agents, by the way, were my top agents. So it wasn't that they had all this extra time and they just went over there and became education sponges and that was it. That's all they did. They didn't sell any real estate. There's some people that do that, but not those agents. So I really encourage you. this year for 2023, set an educational goal. Please get certified in commercial. If you're with EXP, you get certified in commercial free. You can get certified in REO free. You get certified in relocation free. Make sure you get those three certifications. So in workplace, and I'm going to show you a little bit of workplace too. I'm going to help you make some money. For those that are with our brokerage, I'm going to digress. If you're a guest, just stay with us because you're going to find this interesting. On workplace, I do this all the time. I'll go and I'll look at agents that are top agents in other areas, and I'll look at their profile, and they've got things in there not about referrals and all that kind of stuff. What I want to encourage you is to use this, and your education helps you to learn marketing. And this is where I learned all this stuff: GRI, CRS courses, marketing. So let me show you this. Let's take a look at someone give me a name on here, not in my group. Let's just see, Ruth. And I don't mean to pick on you because I'm going to help you. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. Let's look at Ruth. Okay. So Ruth, let me give you some encouragement. Okay. And since so no one thinks I'm picking on you, I'll give you mine free. Okay. You're back. If any of you were offered today a billboard on your major expressway in your town, would you take it if it was free? You would, right? There's no doubt about it. This is a billboard, and you want to use that as a billboard. All you have to do is come up here and you click it, and up here it says edit background, right? So Ruth, what you want to do is you want to use this as a billboard, right? So I'll give you an example. And then when you write your description here, okay, you want to talk about service and referrals, because this is a billboard on a highway of 88,000 agents. I guess with the Zoom, we're bogging down here a little bit. But yeah, here we go. So, what you want to do is when you talk about yourself, you want to definitely, because you get 200 words to describe yourself in here. But let me show you, Michelle, are you on the call? What I help my team do, which way? Oh, what did I do? I think she spells it with Michelle Ridgway. So what I do is I get my group, to use this as a billboard. Okay. And then when you go and look at the about information, it says, I don't know why. Sometimes it doesn't, other times it pulls up. Let's see, where is her about? So, the little description here. Where's her about information? Let's see. No, we don't want to report this profile. Yeah, we want to report it and get her some. How come I have file? Oh, okay. Let me see. Okay. Where is her timeline? It always shows up here. It's not popping up. It must be, there it is. Bio, because you only get 200 characters. Your customers will thank you when you refer me. I contribute to your client's success by fulfilling their real estate needs. I provide seamless relocation experience, full concierge service. Call me. So this is just one thing you want to do to leverage your business, okay? And the reason I digress here, talk about education and what I learned from GRI courses and CRS courses and how to write bios. This is the way you want to write it. We got Jacopo on with us, and let's look at this one. So same thing. Now he wants to specialize in higher end, right? Luxury market. Now he had this on his LinkedIn, but I went and stole it for him. I said, hey, let me come in here and help you out here a little bit. Then we came, I said, man, I like that already. Let's just put that up. Time being, he's even developing something more significant. He started this group that we put our heads together. It's called the Italian Florida Luxury Wealth Group. Now, he said, I want to work high end. That's what he does. He's a wealthy guy from Italy and built a great real estate investment business in Miami. from Naples, Italy to Miami, Florida. Founder, Italy, Florida Luxury Wealth Group, serving wealthy and luxury clients, investors in Florida and Italy. Referrals of 1 million plus I have handled personally. So, and then I put his website here. I said, I want to make sure that we get his website up, because in his website, by the way, look at his website. He has this beautiful video. By the way, I'm going to give Jacopo a little plug here.
Everything started in my city, Naples, when I started to frequent rich kids my age. They had beautiful lives. At that time, I understood what I wanna do in my life. I wanna create things or services with high majority quality. At 18 years, broke, I opened one shop. In few years, I created a chain of jewelry. At 22, I started to buy and sell house, and I became expert in my country in auction and short sale. In 2011, I convinced 1 millionaire Italian investor to come in Florida. Now I am specialized in auction, and I've done 175 operation and counting. I became a realtor, and I learned technique, and I create technique and strategy to make money and save money for my client and for potential client too.
And anyway, what the emphasis I'm making is keep learning, keep growing, and learn how to market yourself in whatever system you're in. And if you're a guest and you don't have access to a workplace like we do, there's still other avenues. And for example, I pointed out to Jacopo, I said, listen, now let's, I kind of helped this. Of course, I gave myself a little plug, but I started plugging these people because then this goes on their site. And so other people that are with Brent's group and Jeff's group all throughout the United States, and these guys that are selling these 8, 10, 12, $15 million properties on the West Coast of the United States, they got somebody coming to Florida. And by the way, don't tie yourself into a local area, Miami. Now he is for his Italian luxury group, but when I came out here to the other 88,000 agents, I think, Jacopo, you tell me if I'm wrong, if you got a call from one of these guys that are relocating someone from California that sold a $15 million house, and they want to come to Florida but not sure, and they see you, and because of your wording and because of your look that you're serious, would you accept a $5 million lead in Tampa and learn the Tampa market pretty quickly? What do you think? For sure. So anyway, this is marketing, folks. So these courses are not, these courses are really, really, if you want to really be in this business, like Bonnie, it's a shame Bonnie had that situation this morning, because when you see her speak, and especially women, her leadership skills, and she's with the Coldwell Banker organization, has been for many years, and the people that she leads there. So, and it all started with just a commitment to education. So in 2023, commit to learning these things. And if any of you want to and all this stuff is done, do all this stuff in Canva. And don't go learn Canva. Find a virtual assistant and pay them $6 an hour that know Canva. And if you want something like this, and you notice I do this just as a a lot of my agents just grab mine and put it up until they get theirs away. I go the extra miles for your referrals. My business partner and I can handle all types of referrals, not just residential. Contact me today. And I have agents that are new saying that because they're in my particular group, we can handle commercial. So anybody in your group can. You have all the commercial people in Florida you could refer to. So be real creative, keep learning. This year, commit to education, commit to getting certified, and let this be a year of education, this 2023, and making money through education and creativity. So with that, I'm going to open it up now, and everyone's got a busy day tomorrow, and just see what questions, a little bit of chatting, a little bit of questions of me, what I do differently for my group. If you're running a group, just kind of open mic here. Anybody? Any questions? Who's down South Dade, Broward County in here? What do you need down there? It depends on what you need. Be real specific here. Jacopo's in Dade, but it depends upon what you want. We have plenty of people there. Who is that? Just says iPhone to everybody. By the way, if you get on Zoom calls, this is a very important part of marketing. If you get on a Zoom call, you want to make sure you just don't have iPhone in other areas, because you want to have your phone number there. You want to, maybe you do, maybe you don't. It depends upon what it is. So, who is iPhone? You said who's down South Dade? Anybody? Who is that? Just send me a text or something. I'll help you out. They must have gotten off. Okay. Any open questions? Any comments? Anything I can help you with?
Fred, I want to understand, like, beautiful about you speak about the process from the heart and the ego, and you are like really really powerful in what you do, in what you share. But how you improve? Like, give us some kind of the course or technique you suggest to healing the heart and to leave this letting go all the past.
That's a great question, and one of the things, and I love it, the fact that you said, open up any of these, it's in all of them. Oops, that's the video. 1 second. Let me just open up any of these here. Where's my circumstances here? Leverage your practice. Tear down these walls. Here we go. That was a great one, by the way. Hey, there you go. This is a good one. Tear down these walls. Go and grit this one. But let me go to this is really good. Tear down these walls, because we have so many. That's the number one thing, is tear down your walls. But let me just quickly, I'm glad, great question. And this is where, and I've been developing this stuff since 1990, and but here, and of course, I didn't really bring all this stuff together until I was 62 years old, after I lost so many things in my life, including a daughter at 36, a world of building a very nice wealth and everything. And that's what took me to really understand really figure it all out, not figure it out, but really go deep. Whoops, where's my chart? It's in here, I promise you. Hold on 1 second. Because see, some of these are the whole history. Here we go. So when you say that, right, it's the technique you got to be brutally honest. In my 3-year business planning, which is in there, and none of you have taken, only probably 3 of you on this call, 3 in total of when I've had 90 people on the call, have really sent me their 3-year business plan and took it serious and exhausted me for about 3 hours to help them really get it perfect. Christian Rockwell, 42 deals his first year. He gave his credit to the 3-year business plan. It made agents millions of dollars when I did that in 1990. But you got to be brutally honest. And that's why I start that business plan out with, what's your situation? But you got to really be brutally honest with yourself. The other thing is, you've got to have empathy for yourself. And please, myself included, I thought I understood empathy, and I was nothing more than a sympathetic empath codependent. There's a difference between understanding empathy for yourself, then you know, sympathy and, you know, an empath is a beautiful person, but us empaths, sometimes we burn ourselves at the stake so other people can get warm, you know? So, you know, and a lot of this desire we have to try to save the world comes because that's our inner spirit. That's our soul calling us to save ourselves, right? From all this programming research. So empathy is the number one. You've got to study empathy. And I don't care if you think you know it, you don't know it. Unless you're about 70 years old, at 75 years old, and you've been to back, you know, you've been to hell 2 or 3 times and you come out of it and you're in heaven, you know. So empathy. The other thing is attitude. You gotta, and then again, it's not the Zig Ziglar attitude. It is, and that's part of that too. But that attitudinal healing, remember the 12 principles of attitudinal healing that we go over all the time? Look that up. Attitudinal Healing International. Just type that into Google, Attitudinal Healing International, and get their 12 steps to attitudinal healing. So it's our attitude where we only come from love and we only know how to come from love. And we only come from the soul, not from the ego. That we always are not, you can't defeat this thing. That's what the ego wants you to do. It wants you to fight. It wants you to be aggressive instead of being progressive. So attitude, and then reserves is to be on calls like this, to tune into Tony Robbins. That's why I'm such a fan of, not a fan, I almost insist all my people have a YouTube premium channel, is because you have so many things you can save your playlist. And most of us work so hard on everything else but ourselves, and we don't conquer ourselves. And you've got to learn how to dig deep into reserves. And we have more reserves than we think we do. Our fortitude, our strength, our inner strength, but with this programming tells us we don't. And then being tough. You just got to be tough on yourself. You got to be tough on yourself. You got to be tough on, you're designed to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. And when I say wealthy is that you set a goal, your goal achieving. Look over here to the right. You have a goal mind. I don't care if that is you want a little bungalow on a quiet little street with a white picket fence, and you want a rocker chair on the porch, and you're going to stay there the last 25 years of your life. If that was your goal, my friend, if you hit that, you're successful. So when I say you're supposed to be healthy, wealthy, and wise, but if you achieve that and you're sitting on there and you're anxious and you're allowing people to get into your space, then you're not successful. You're not living here on the soul side. So that, be tough on yourself. You gotta, if you're overweight, I'm going to say this now. I'm not saying everyone needs to be a Barbie or anything. I carry always anywhere from 3 pounds to 10 pounds too much, right? I play with that 3. I love it. But I'll tell you what, man, I get to that one point, I won't eat. I won't eat. And in a good way, I fast. I'll fast 1 day, 2 days, 3, whatever it is, because I want to be tough on myself. And it's not tough. It actually becomes, you get a greater capacity to do more when you're tough on yourself. It's like when you give to get, not get back, but to enlarge your capacity to give more. So this is the key here, Jacopo, is practice honesty, empathy, attitude, reserves, and tough. Because our hearts have been eaten away at all our lives, right? And we are our worst critics. We're our worst critics. That left mind, that parent brain just eats at us. And instead of that right brain, that soul brain, that God brain, that creative brain, that child's brain that we got here with, we want to live in that left brain. That's why so many people have, so many issues. It's because there is so much in the left brain.
Thank you, Fred.
Yeah, you got it. Anybody else? Let's see. Gotta head out. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Great. Thanks. Great. Okay. I'm so glad you're here. I'll reach out to one of you. Okay. Perfect. All right. Super. Anybody else? Great question. No hands. Everybody's anxious to get running to go to get prepared for Turkey Day, right? All right. Chris Dove was quiet. Cheryl Rickards on. Hey, folks, say hi to Cheryl. Cheryl, what's going on with your big listings in Fort Lauderdale? You need to hook up, okay, with Jacopo and get some of his wealthy Italian investors. Cheryl, you there? Cheryl? Everybody's multitasking. Cheryl, by the way, Jacopo, look up Cheryl Rickard. She has some really beautiful high-end luxury listings, brand new in Fort Lauderdale that I think would be great. See, that's what we need to do is network on here. I wish she wouldn't have been multitasking. There she is, Cheryl. Cheryl, wake up. Someone text Cheryl Rickard. Hold on a second. Watch this. Call Cheryl Rickard. Watch. Watch this, guys. I'm trying to do business for her. Watch.
Listen, it won't let me on.
It won't let me on. I can't unmute. She didn't take my Zoom class, folks. She did not take my Zoom class. See, that's what happens.
No,
Anyway,
today.
can you all hear her? She said she
Can you
doesn't. Okay, yeah, they can hear you. Anyway, what I was saying is that you need to hook up with Jacopo. Oh, well, no, it's not me. Tiffany, can you unmute Cheryl? Tiffany's multitasking. All right, I think
I
everybody.
can't unmute people. I can ask them to unmute, but I can't
I
unmute
got
them.
disconnected. But anyway,
Anyway,
no, I took down all the information and I
okay, good. Yeah, you guys connect because I think he can get you some. He's got a lot of wealthy investors. Okay, bye. Bye. I got a call I'm doing. Bye.
Okay, fine.
I love Cheryl. She's the best. Anyway, but anybody else in networking ideas? Someone's looking for someone in Broward. That's what these calls are for, man. Mastermind. Someone's looking for someone in Dade. Anybody else? Hey, we got Eddie on, folks. Everybody say hi to Eddie. Served in the Navy for how many years, Eddie? Let's see if she's multitasking. We're testing. Oh,
No,
she's not.
I'm not. I'm paying attention.
How many years did you serve?
Oh gosh, 10 plus years.
We're thankful for you.
Say hi.
We're thankful for you.
Nori's here too, guys. She's
Oh, you're not.
listening.
You have your camera off. Anyway, good to see you. Anybody else before we head out of here? Nothing. Going once, going twice. Hopefully I see some of you on my noon call. It's going to pay off for you. How to leverage your real estate practice in 45 minutes. Make sure you do it before noon. Are you right at noon? Because at 12:04, I won't let you in the room. I can't because it interrupts the guest. And if you have other friends in the business, if you go to that document, that, here, I'll share a little video clip with you just quickly that you can send them. If you have friends you want to invite, because I help you, it's not for me, it's to help you. Let me go back to this and give you this link if you want to send them this little video clip. And say, hey, why don't you jump on with me? I'm going to go to this thing called Leverage Your Real Estate Practice in 45 minutes with one of my business partners. I think you'd really like it. My Zoom controls are all in the way here. All right, Leverage for Agents. Let me give you this YouTube link here. I think this is it. Yeah, that's it. This is just 1 minute. It just lays out everything that I'm going to go over. And I'll tell you, we've been so successful with that for the people that have joined, especially when they bring a guest in. So I welcome you to take advantage of that. I would love to help you build your rev share. So happy Thanksgiving. And that's, I think you can find that a holiday gift to help you build your business. Okay. Anybody else? Hey, Claire, you've been quiet there today. What's going on, girl?
I've been listening to you, Fred.
Hey, who's a success motivator? Who is that? Whose screen is
Where?
that? Of
Where?
course I
Where?
struggle. I just don't quit. Oh, who is that? Success motivator. Who?
You can take a guess, and probably until we go off of being recorded, that person will identify themselves.
Is that Robert? Robert, you turkey. Unmute yourself. Of course I struggle. I just don't quit. I like that. Fantastic. All
I
right.
assume that that's him.
Is he the one that's, he's wanted, right? He's the one that's in the witness protection program?
Yeah, Whitson.
Oh, yeah. Robert, it's
Now,
time.
most people on this call, Fred, would take that seriously.
He's in the witness protection program. I know it. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a beautiful, wonderful, loving, no ego Thanksgiving. Okay.